and welcome back to Free Flow Friday. I'm Lola, here again with Alexis, and we're so excited to come to you. I know we've been having our lovely House of Jinshin every day, but you know, on Friday it's a special treat to come together and do Free Flow Friday. So today we're talking about everyone's favorite topic, you know, no matter what age you are, where you come from, we all love a good topic about back projects. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, we hear them a lot, and one of the things is that it has a lot to do with our lifestyle, because the emotional attitude for the bladder and kidney energy is fear. And so I'm going to explain about the kidney and bladder energy.
Amazing.
Yes.
So, as you know by now, if you've been tuning in with us, we post the topic on Monday, and it gives you an opportunity to write in, ask your questions. So thank you to everyone who asked specific questions to us. So we're going to jump right in.
Mm-hmm.
So our first question came through our Instagram from Amber, and she was asking about pain in her right SCL. Two.
Yes,
yeah,
because SCL2 is the lower back. So I first would like to explain, and I have this illustration in The Art of Jinshin. Look at the bladder flow and see how important the bladder flow is to back pain. You see how it goes down the back in 3 lines. So we know that the energy flows up the back and down the front. So this is an exception. In the bladder flow, the energy moves down the back. But you see how it goes in these 3 lines. So really any kind of project, back project, there's some relationship to the bladder flow. If we look at the kidney flow, and this is, the next edition will be larger. The kidney flow, the energy moves down really close to the spine. So both bladder and kidney flow are very, very helpful. And it's also interesting to know that Mary Burmeister, who brought the art of Jinshin Jitsu to the United States, the 3 flow patterns that she wrote in her book were bladder, spleen flow, and stomach. And so because they have a lot to do with our lifestyle. And so particularly also at this time of where a lot of fear is coming up and a lot of emotions and some feeling of lack of control, the energy level, what we call force depth, relating to bladder and kidney energy may surface. Even if you feel stressed, sometimes you may, your project is being aggravated, and it comes to the surface, and you're like, oh, why do I have back pain today? And so it very well may be related to your emotional system. So SEL2, I'm gonna teach a few things. So for SEL2, that's the lower back. If you can just turn around. It's right here, So you can place your hand, on your hand on your lower back, and then as it is in the front, so it is in the back. So if there is a project on the back, we can always go to the front to release it. So if your pain is closer to the spine, just place your hand right there, and then you want to go to the front on SEL15, also very close to the spine. And so practice this with us. If you have a back project, Lola, if you can put your hand on the 15 here. So if it's close to the front, you really want to get on that pubic bone, like even right there, if it's on the spine. Okay. That may feel a little tender, actually, if your project is more lateral, you want to go out. So let's start like this. So this is really for any project that we got questions about, also for bulging disc. And what else did we get?
We had sciatica.
For sciatica as well. So just go to the side that you have it on. Often sciatica is also on the right side. So you can do it like this. And sciatica is, the project is on the spine. It means that the vertebrae, the lumbar vertebrae, usually is between L4 and L5. The interesting thing again is that L5 is related to the bladder energy. And so when you have sciatica, what we call sciatica, this label, there is some radiating pain that moves down the back. And if you notice, the radiating pain is exactly on that bladder line.
Wow.
So yeah, getting to understand this whole art is
and
you're learning, right?
I'm learning so much. It is such an art.
Yeah, so let's just do this one flow for, I'm going to give you a few for back pain. So 2 and 15, and then move it to the 1, to SEL1. So you keep your hand on the 2 and move it to 1. So that is one quick flow that you can do, because as you're holding this, opening up the whole right side of the body, you then move the energy down. Yeah, to give it a place to go,
Right, of course.
away from the lower back, right? So that's one thing. And then the next one was for disc projects.
Yeah, so bulging disc.
Bulging disc. I would like to teach you a special flow for that.
Okay.
And place your right hand on the top of your head, and then place your left hand, just turn around, above where the disc is bulging. So let's say your disc is bulging. This is about where L5 is, right here. It's right above the sacrum.
Okay.
It's about right here. So let's say it's L5. So you place your left hand above it. Yeah, because the energy moves up the back, so you want to clear the path so that the energy can move up the back. So by holding this, you allow for the energy to move up. So you hold that for a few minutes, and then place your left hand below the project. Yeah, very good. And you hold that for a few minutes. Wait till you feel the pulsation come into your fingertips, and then move your left hand on it. Right, and so this is a very special little flow for specifically for disc projects. Oh, I say specifically, but of course it's an art and you can play with it, see what feels good to you. And so for back pain, it's also good. So for the function of the force depth of the bladder and kidney energy is muscle. So the bladder flow will also help muscular conditions, which, you know, when you have a pain in your back here on the muscle, the bladder flow will be helpful as well. So let's move through the bladder flow. And I had a conversation with, I hope she's watching today, with someone who was asking, and I said, please watch Free Flow.
Free flow Friday.
We're gonna demonstrate the bladder flow. And the bladder flow you can do every day on yourself. Again, particularly because it harmonizes fear. So let's do the left side of the body. So place your right hand on the left middle of the back, right here. Yeah, and you can also, it's like right here, SEL12. Yeah, in the middle of the neck, so like right here. Yeah, so Lola, stick your fingertips in where I would think probably there, yes. Okay, so find your SEL12. It's gonna be a little bit different than everybody. Place your left hand on the tailbone. Yeah, and that's all the way at the base of the spine. And then you hold that. That's the first step of the bladder flow. So you hold that. Wait for this nice pulsation to come up into your fingertips. And then the second step is you move your left hand to SEL8. So again, this flow is very comfortable if you're lying down. You can bring up your leg. And also the first step of the flow is the flow. You get the whole flow to move. So if you have a hard time continuing down your leg, then just even do the first step.
Right.
Okay. But for you, it should be okay.
Okay.
Yogini. Yes, very, very good. It's right here. Yeah, you can stick your thumb in there.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is very important this is the 8. And connects waist up and waist down, and also helps the intestines.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, good. And then the left hand moves to the 16, which is the outside of the ankle bone. So you keep your hand there. So again, make sure it looks a little uncomfortable because we're sitting up, but you want to be comfortable at all times.
It's very important.
Laying down is very comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, and then to the little toe, and that's the last step of the flow. Yeah. So I'm just going to demonstrate the other side quickly. This is the first step. You can use 25 or the tailbone. Then the 8. Then the 16. And the little toe. So that's the bladder flow. And so again, look on page 68 of The Art of Junction, and then page 69. So you can explore if you're going to practice the bladder flow or the kidney flow. There was another question.
Yeah. So would that also apply to slipped disc? Like
Yes,
bulging disc, slipped
that
disc?
special, that special disc flow
Yeah.
will be very helpful for that. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And you can go like around it a little bit. You'll feel a tenderness a little bit off that vertebrae. That's probably where the disc slipped to. So you can gently put your fingers there.
Yeah.
And you feel it, the texture change. You maybe feel a little gelatinous or gummy. And then as you work with it, feel the transformation. It's very important as you're working on yourself and maintain this daily practice.
Yeah, I love that. It's all about tapping into the subtleties of the body, you know?
Absolutely.
Recognizing we really can heal ourselves, which is beautiful, especially since we're home with all this time.
There's so much time to use our jumper cables.
Yeah. So we also had a question about, do you want to talk about the neck traps?
Yes,
Like that?
well, okay, so definitely the bladder flow, but I'm just going to give one hold. I would make sure that the 11s are clear. So you can hold this, like this, and then place your other hand here. See if that feels right for you, because I don't know exactly where the tenderness is, but you want to place your hands on where the fullness or the tenderness is. So this is a nice one to do, and you can kind of put safety energy locations together. What feels right for you, but I would say for the upper back, just the 11s and the 3s, that allows the energy then to move up the back.
And I feel like that's a good one, especially if someone's job involves a lot of computer time. You're just sitting there, you know, it's like if you're waiting for something to load or watching something, you can just do that while you're sitting and working.
For computer, you see a lot of projects in the wrists, and so the 26s it's very important to keep SEL 26 open. That helps the energy into the wrist, as well as the neck. So again, the bladder flow is very good for that as well.
So if we had to quiz you after this, hope you remember the bladder flow.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
there was one more about
scoliosis.
Scoliosis, so that's a curvature of the back. And again, I would recommend to work with the 15 and then very close to the spine, and you will find a tender spot on the side that the curve is on. You can do 11 and 15, and then 11 and 25 if you like, which is a quick hold for the supervisor flow, but it's really very much about this 15 to open that up. And you will, if you have a scoliosis, you will find a tightness. So look for that, explore, have fun for it, and remember it is an art.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, you know, you provide the tools, and then it's like every person can just take it and recognize like, oh, I need that tool, maybe not this one, and then just create their own.
One more thing, just a quick hold for the back is again the index finger, because we know that helps the kidney and bladder energy. It's a quick hold, so that is just when you feel a backache coming up, to relax it, you can begin by holding your index finger as well.
Yeah, I've also heard that back pain, especially lower back pain, can be tied to feelings of stress around finances, and also like feelings of emotional support or lack thereof. Does that seem to correlate?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I guess you're talking also about the chakra areas, and then the hip line connects us to earth, so our earthly needs and all of that, and our fears.
Right, because again,
that makes sense.
It's why it's also interconnected, because maybe it's not like someone did something that pulled their back, but it's like they're feeling the stress, like you spoke about the fear, and then it just manifests.
Very much. So watch out for that, and observe what's going on, and observe the waves that you may ride at this time.
Yeah. And what did you say about the spine? That there was something about the spine, like a healthy spine is the key to, or like the spine is our connection.
It tells you how you are in relationship to source energy, because source energy, 6 depths, densest down. The densest form is the spine. So it tells us about our relationship to source energy. So keep your spine flexible and healthy.
Fluid. Beautiful. Well, thank you. And we have some announcements.
Yes.
Alexis, do you want to tell us what's going on this Sunday?
Okay, Sunday we're starting a new series called Zoom and Connect, where I'm gonna have a conversation with a prominent person in the health and wellness business. And this week it's gonna be Marion Weisberg. I've done a lot of work with her. I've worked in groups with her. She's a group leader of transactional analysis, and she has over 50 years of experience. And so she is really amazing, and it's going to be live, so you can tune in with your comments and questions. And we're going to talk about how the pandemic affects us, what emotions may come up, understand it, and also she will give practical advice from a transactional analysis point of view, how to harmonize it. So please tune in Sunday at 2.
It's amazing because, it's like, how can we combine the fields of psychology and therapy and then the healing art of Jinshin? And then we'll have another one coming up the following Sunday, which will share more details with you as well. So we have that. Again, like I said, we have our daily House of Jinshin with the one and only Alexis Brink. And then another very special announcement is we've just launched our Beginnings webinar, which is amazing. So much love and work went into creating this, and it's perfect to use in tandem with the book. So if you don't have the book, perfect opportunity to have that and the course to really dive into this practice. Right? We're so excited to share
we are
with the world.
Yeah.
And for this time, we have a special price going for that. So you definitely don't want to miss this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the quarantining, we feel that
for the quarantine.
we want to make it a little lighter to you, and so you can really dig in and study your Jinshin. I explain every flow in the book, every hold to philosophy, talking you through all of it, and it's in different sections also. You can go directly to a section that interests you. Yeah,
and it's amazing if you're interested in teaching a self-help class ever. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'll put a link to this in the comments after we close out. So
thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow at the House of Jinshin.
Yeah, and see you next Friday.